Hi everyone, my name's Madeleine Adler and I'm going to be guiding us through some intentional candle painting today. You can follow me exactly or you can make your own way with your own candle color, choice, and intention. I've chosen to do a protection spell, so I chose a blue votive candle from the dollar store. I like these because they're large and I can revisit it every morning to protect the home, myself, my animals. You can also use a homemade candle. If you want to do a quick spell, some traditional spell work, I would go with a small candle so you don't have to revisit the spell later. You can also buy little votive candles. I do like to choose the color that goes with my intention, whether it's something I've chosen that's personal to me or I do a little research and pick something that's traditionally set for that intention. I'm gonna be painting an evil eye on it today. That's something I associate because of my background, whatever, with protection. I'm sure we all know that an evil eye stares back into the world to protect you from the evil gaze, from harm and negativity. I've already begun by cleansing the room, cleansing the candle, as well as my brushes and paint. I smudge the room first, and then I knock on my tools. So to cleanse by knocking, you basically take your candle and you literally knock the negative energy out of it, the old energy, all of the energy it's encountered before I bought it at the store. And I've chosen to go with the number 3 today. I think that's a good odd number that resonates highly with me as well as my mystical practice. So literally knock it out. And there you go, it's cleansed. I also have a sage candle burning behind me that I set the intention to last week. So I'm gonna start by getting my paint. And I'm gonna be working with more blue, white, and black paint. I've got a little silver if I wanna throw something extra on there. But with the evil eye, you actually start by painting white. So I'll take my candle and paint a white circle. And this whole time I'm painting, I'm thinking about protection, protecting myself, my family, my home. And I'm just using acrylic paints. For candle painting, I don't really use my finest artist paints. I use whatever's left over, drying out. Here's the white circle I've painted. I actually think I'm gonna make it a bit bigger. Now, if you're using a paint that dries slowly, no worries. You can hair dry it, you can blow on it. You can also just continue to paint while it's wet and let it be kind of a fluid sigil. Now I've got a light blue and a dark blue, and I really like how it looks when you don't mix two colors all the way. So I think I'm gonna do that on here. It's just a personal choice. We don't have to make our evil eye look exactly like a traditional evil eye. We can put our own little flair into it. So I'm gonna mix some paints here, gently with the brush, because I do want the brush to have the two mixes, so it leaves kind of a marbled pattern, a mixed tie-dye, if you will. So for an evil eye, after painting the white, you paint the blue circle. And remember to leave a white circle in the center, because we're gonna be adding more. And do you see what I mean? How it's getting mixed of the two colors, and even three because of the white. And it has kind of a marbled effect. I've taken it almost all the way to the edge. You can do whatever feels right. Another excellent protection symbol is the Hamsa pointing down, meaning for you. You could also just write protection, the word, across it. So now I'm going to get out a bit of black paint. And I will add the black pupil. I'm not even gonna clean my brush off. I kind of like to flow with these candles. I don't think they have to be perfect, and I kind of like the made-at-home mystical look. And that's kind of the beauty of Evil Eyes, is they were made at home back in the day. Whether you're Greek or Jewish, in the Middle East, there's deep, deep history with the evil eye. So I'm not even gonna clean my brush off. Get it mostly black. And we're gonna leave a white ring between the blue and the black of that pupil. And you can make it as thin or as built up as you'd like. I think that looks really good. I'm happy with it. But we're not done yet. You can stop here. You could paint it all the way around if you'd like. But I'm gonna stop here and move on to the oils. I didn't have any small pieces of crystal I was willing to throw into this candle, but if I ever have a crystal break, I keep the shards and I totally use those in my candles. So then you don't have to buy tiny crystals just to throw in a candle. I do, however, have frankincense crystals. This is the incense that you would burn on a coal traditionally. And I am going to drop it right into the top with some rosemary. You see here, I've got a little bit of dried rosemary from the garden. You don't need much. We're not gonna melt this candle, and we don't wanna start a crazy fire. So definitely don't overload it with your dried herbs. That can definitely start a bigger flame than you're ready for. So I put a bit in there. I'm actually gonna break some of these frankincense crystals. And frankincense is very traditionally used in protection spells. The other oil I'm going to be dripping on here is basil. Basil is also very, very thick and protective. And with the basil essential oil, I'm just going to take my eyedropper and drip a few drops right onto the wick or right around it. I'm a little shaky this morning, so I don't think they all went on there, but that's okay. You don't have to put too much in there, just a bit. If you get it on the wick, you'll smell it. You'll definitely smell it. So let's take a look at this. I think I want to add a little bit more black. Now that I'm looking at it again, the beauty of making your own. And this whole time, again, reminding myself that this is for protection. Reminding myself that I want my house, my home, my family protected from disease, from harm, and from the evil gaze. I'm also gonna clean up my little white part, just because I'm kind of a perfectionist, but you know, I smudged it a little. Again, I like the homemade look. They don't need to be exactly perfect. This isn't a professional painting to be sold in a gallery. So if you see here, our evil eye, our frankincense, our rosemary, and a little bit of basil oil to anoint it. You can allow it to dry, or you can start right there. I've got a lighter right here. If you're into beeswax and not lighters, go ahead and get that. And there we go. An intentional candle. Thank you for joining me today, y'all. Remember, you can find me on Instagram at printtrash, or you can find me at printtrash.com.